Εδώ είμαστε λοιπόν, είναι το TvWAR του MAD και του Metal Hammer. Βρισκόμαστε σε κεντρικό ξενοδοχείο των Αθηνών και είναι πολύ μεγάλη τιμή σήμερα της εκπομπής να φιλοξενούμε εδώ τον Bill Chamis, τον WARLORD. Hello Bill, how are you doing?
Very good, very good. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure for us having you in the show. Well, there are more or less 10 days since you played 3 shows here in Greece. You played in Thessaloniki, and then you played 2 shows in Athens. All of the shows were packed. And do you feel that this was a rewarding experience for you?
It was something beyond my expectations. The fans were phenomenal. I really didn't dream of this at all. I mean, what I had in my mind at the beginning was something less than this, and it really became something greater. So it was just a tremendous, tremendous experience.
Well, WARLORD have a new album which is called the Holy Empire, and you probably know that here the Greek fans worship your early stuff. Did you have in mind, while composing the new album, that you have to top your early material?
Not really, no. I didn't really think about the early material except for the fact that I didn't want to repeat what I had already done. I didn't want to reinvent the wheel. I wanted to explore new territory. I wanted to, compose artistically and just see where my imagination would lead me.
Well, there are a couple of songs in the new album, 70,000 Sorrows and Father, where I think they're kind of influenced from Greek traditional music. Am I right or wrong?
Well, Father indeed was influenced by Greek traditional music because I wrote it for my father, and he loved Greek ethnic music and played it all the time when I was a youngster. So when he died and I wrote that song, I made a conscious decision to make it sound as Greek as possible. Of course, I can't do that perfectly, but I tried to. As far as 70,000 Sorrows, I wasn't conscious about the riff being the main riff being Hellenistic or anything of that sort. I just love that sound. Now perhaps that influence came into me at an early age, and it has stayed with me, but I love that sound, and if it sounds good to me, I just go along with it.
Well, you just told me that the song Father, you wrote the song for your father, but listening to the song and reading to the lyrics, I think that there's maybe an allegory in there, talking for the Father of Heavens. And the same stands for the title track, the Holy Empire. I mean, it's the empire of God. Am I right?
Yes, you are. Yeah, there are multiple entendres on many of the songs, and if you, it takes a discerning listener to interpret those multiple entendres. But yes, they are there.
So could we say that WARLORD is a religious band? Could we say that WARLORD is a white metal band?
No, I wouldn't say WARLORD is a white metal band. I wouldn't want to marginalize WARLORD in any category. I wouldn't say WARLORD is a religious band. I mean, some of the songs on the new album, for instance, are, about war, and a few people were concerned with that at one point. At the same time, other people countered with the notion that the name of the band is WARLORD. So I don't. No, I don't. The band has no purpose for proselytizing or preaching or speaking a certain message. Of course, my faith informs me on everything I do in life, whether it is art or whether it is just living. But I never want to be captured into or cornered into one territory.
But there's a possibility that a lot of fans may think that you are pro-war, writing songs about war.
No, I'm not pro-war. War is, as Stonewall Jackson said, the sum of all evils. But it is a reality. It's something that happens in the world today and throughout history. And, I've written about it. What I did with this album is I tried to bring it into the 21st century. It would be very easy to write a song about World War II or something in the past. Even songs like Achilles' Revenge or City Walls of Troy, or many bands have written songs, about swords and shields and, those types of conflicts, knights and the Crusades and that sort of thing, and it seems fine. Writing songs about World War II, that seems fine. Once you bring it into the 21st century, all of a sudden it becomes a little provocative and controversial.
Well, more than 30,000 people attended your gigs here in Greece, and we have to consider that this happened while we're living in the heart of the depression here in Greece. I'd like to know, how does a Greek American second generation thinks of the crisis in Greece?
Very concerned about the crisis, and actually, I don't understand the crisis in its entirety, apart from what we hear on the news. And on the news, they usually choose certain things and amplify them and make them look much worse than they are. But from my experience here, what I saw in Thessaloniki and in Athens, was a city that was alive. Now, there were certain places, yes, that were depressed, and it was obvious. But you can go back to the States and find the very same thing, in any city. So I don't think it's just relegated to Greece. I was concerned to some extent that fans were saving their money to buy tickets to go to a WARLORD show, and if we could have done it for free, we would have done it for free. But there are so many costs involved. That it's just not practical.
From this crisis, the results of this crisis here in Greece is unemployment, is poverty, and is racism. And I would like to ask you, you being a Greek in America, have you ever experienced racism?
Racism as being Greek? No, never.
What are your thoughts on racism?
On racism? I'm not a racist person. I know racism exists in America. I'm sure it exists in Europe and throughout the world. It's just a part of the nature of man. But I honestly, to me, I see everybody the same. Now, of course, there are good people and there are bad people. There's good and evil in the world, and those are the things, the facets that I look at. I don't see color. I'm colorblind.
Great. Well, and since your new album was so successful, especially here in Greece, and your gigs went so well, do you reconsider of giving another shot in your musical career?
Well, we continue. We plan on continuing. In our present vein, to continue and move on and move forward. And right now we are we have a lot of footage, video footage, and professional recording from the gigs, and we will have that professionally edited, and that will be our next release, I'm sure, a live DVD from Athens, and I'm looking forward to that. But then at the same time, I'm also looking forward to continuing many of the compositions that I have already started. for another album. In fact, we would have put them on this album, but it would have resulted in a double album, and it would have delayed the release until summertime.
Would you like to discuss a bit the creator incident? I mean, you wrote on your Facebook page that the WARLORD show in Thessaloniki should have been sold out, and it's not. And it's sad that creator doing sold-out shows and the noisy music shouldn't be as popular as it is, and it's better to listen to WARLORD than creator.
Well, it was a mistake, and I'll be honest with you. It was 5 in the morning. My wife, who is crippled, was suffering in pain that morning. Coming overseas was a sacrifice in a sense, because she was putting off a surgery and encouraging me to come. You know, somebody sent me an email, or not an email, but a message on Facebook saying that that WARLORD should be willing to play in front of 60 people. And I thought to myself, you know, wow, you know, coming halfway across the world, how can we play in front of 60 people? You know, why would only 60 people want to show up to a WARLORD gig? And then I was, I said I wasn't familiar with the Principal Club, so I said, "Is the place a bar?" And the person sent me a video of a creator playing in the place. Now, I had never heard of creator, or I had never heard of creators' music. I did not know of their influence in the metal scene. Now, the person could have sent me a video of any other band too, and I might have responded in the same way. It was nothing personal against creator, but the comments were not right. I was in the wrong, and after 5 minutes, I deleted that comment, and you know, I issued a apology, which was from the heart. It wasn't a, you know, a crisis control or, you know, publicity stunt. It was really from the heart. I felt bad because I did not research the band, and somebody else told me that during the 1990s, Creator is one of the bands that held the torch high for heavy metal when heavy metal was dying, and I didn't know that, you know, because I had been out of the scene. So it was really bad on my part, and I apologize for that, and you know, I don't know what else I can do.
Okay, Bill, that was it more or less. Just say something to the Greek fans over there.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank all the Greek fans, you know, for this tremendous experience that we've had in Greece. It's just been awesome. It's exceeded my, you know, anything I could have dreamed of. In fact, the whole thing has been a dream, and I appreciate every one of you for your support, and I love you all, and I just have no words to express my feelings and gratitude for you. Thank you all.